12th NCAA tournament for Bennett, who is a legend in the WCC and in Moraga, California, the hometown of the St. Mary's Gales. We are ready for game 3 of 4 today in Oklahoma City, and off we go with the Aggies having the first possession. They average, folks, almost 88 points a game, the most in Texas A&M history. They want to get it, they want to go. Kick it out to the wing, drive it inside. Marcus Hill, dangerous. Agee, the 6-year senior, gives it up. Gets it back. Shot fake, patient, floats, got it. Oh, they used all 30, but it worked.
Oh, you have to love the patience on these plays. The fact that you trust your teammates, and you know that if you keep on moving that ball around, someone will get a good look.
And they will try to speed the Gales up, but this Gales system, it is methodical, but they are forced into a 10-second violation on their first possession.
You work so hard on your defensive principles all year, and if you want to reward your coach, get a defensive stop the first play of the game in the tournament. It shows your guys are ready.
And again, St. Mary's, Polis Morauskas not starting. We'll see if he's available. They say he's available off the bench, feeling ill, their leading scorer. A huge storyline. Griffin tries to pass it, deflected, taken away. Dent has it stolen. Griffin got a hand in the lane. Spinning, kicking. Extra pass, Dominguez. And then Hill to the rack, and he can't get it.
Great move, and if you're the coach, you say, that's the play that I want. Patience and execution.
St. Mary's normally great with the basketball, but 2 turnovers to start. Can they settle in on this end? Regular season, they split the WCC title with Gonzaga. They lost in the conference turning semis to Santa Clara. Late shot clock for Lewis. 18-footer. And a rebound to Hill. They left Griffin. Lets it fly. Short. Look at Agee flying in. Folks, Agee's one to watch. A 7th-year senior. He's in the corner right now. And he splashes it home.
That's why his pump fake on the previous play that made his defender fall so he could get that floater, that's why that happened, because you have to honor his jump shot out the corner.
Agee is the leader, the team captain for Bucky McMillan and the Aggies. Here's the point guard for St. Mary's, Dent, the sophomore from Australia. Has it taken away by Dominguez. Wow, 3 turnovers in less than 3 minutes for the Gales. Uncharacteristic. Isaacs falls down at travel. And Polis Morauskas is now checking into the game. So reported ill today. We'll see what he can give this Gales team. The junior from Lithuania, first team all-conference, averages 18.8 a game. But I would think, C-Web, anything that he can give them, even just to be a decoy, is big for St. Mary's.
Oh, exactly, especially when you talk about his passing. But look at Agee right there again. The leader of this team getting a stop right there in the middle, and that's all because of the pressure that Texas A&M has come out with from the beginning, pressuring 94 feet.
Now that is 4 turnovers on 5 possessions for the 7th-seeded Gales. Agee hit one earlier. 5 to shoot. McKeever, the shot blocker, guarding it. But he's able to get it around McKeever for 2.
He's doing his thing. He's looking at guys, waiting for them to cut. He didn't want to rush and take a bad shot. Waited for his moment, got his opportunity.
The 7th-year senior has all 7 for A&M. Shaw thought about it. penetrates. Lost it. Down to the deck. Pop Isaacs saves it for A&M.
Tell you what, if there wasn't a scoreboard and if neither team had made a shot to this point, you still would feel that Texas A&M is winning just by their body language, by their cutting, and getting easy buckets at the cup.
A 9-0 start. This is just how Bucky McMillan wanted to draw it up tonight.
And you can't have slow pace and turn it over. When you have slow pace, you usually have to play ahead because you're not going to be able to come back and force turnovers and speed it up and get back into it. St. Mary's need to settle down, find a way to get some easy shots and get their and gain their composure.
Dent, boy, did they need that. And Joshua Dent, the point guard, knocks it down. Maybe the Gales can finally settle in. Isaacs gives it up, lob inside. Clements catches. Did he travel? Yes, he walked to send us to our first media timeout. How about Agee early, though? He came to play.
Oh, man, he has that work. Check it out. I'm spinning. Left hand, no, right hand off the glass. It doesn't matter. It's good. Welcome back to Oklahoma City, and Rashawn Agee, well, he feels like he's at home. The pump fake and the floater getting to the middle of the paint, and this is what you love, too, him taking his time on the jump shot. He's 3 for 3, 7 points and a rebound, and you can see he's wearing his will on his sleeve right now, trying to make sure he has a great impact on this game. And to talk more about Agee's impact, let's get it over to our brother.
Well, you saw on the screen there, thank you, Chris, the amount of places that Agee has played, and the reason he is playing at age 25 in year 7 is because of a temporary restraining order that he got back in October. Texas A&M had filed a waiver with the NCAA back when Bucky got the job, and they recruited him back in May of 25. That was denied, so you got to go to court in the fall. He gets the restraining order, and it was basically under the basis that he had a unique situation. Given questionable advice was sort of the case at New Mexico State when he was injured, goes to junior college, which they then basically were making the case that that should not count as part of his clock, that his clock should have been essentially stopped while he was hurt and while he was at JC. And he won the case, or at least got the injunction, and he's playing the season as a 25-year-old and told us yesterday how thankful he is to Bucky McMillan for having faith in him to recruit him and back him without knowing if he could play.
Yeah, and he's been tremendous all year. He's getting a breather right now. His teammates picking up the slack. Ali Diba, the native of Sweden, gets in the scoring column. 11-5 early in favor of A&M. The 7'3" big man, Andrew McKeever, he is every bit of 7'3", 285. Kicks it up top. Mikey Lewis off the mark. Offensive rebound.
It's what the St. Mary's team is going to have to do when you have slow possessions. When you don't keep up the pace, you have to get extra possessions through attacking the offensive board.
Rouse gets his first shot. Well, he got it back. And even though he's sick, he still has the legs to jump up and flush it.
Tell you what, that made him feel just a little bit better seeing that go in like that and getting the rebound while you're at it.
Well, you know, they say there's some medicine in that orange pill out there at times.
Oh, you exactly right. Exactly right.
Lane into the lane, and then he kicks it back up top. Diba on the drive, on the kick. Step back, Clements. Too high on the arc. Outlet, Morauskas catches. And Clements knocks it out of bounds. Boy, and Morauskas hit his head on the basket stanchion. What a tough day it's been for him. You wake up 6, you don't start, and then this happens.
I thought he complained that he got hit in the head from the defender, but no, that's just going into the back of the stanchion. Way to get back. If you're the A&M team, if you want to speed up the pace, you don't just play fast on the offensive end, you speed them up on the defensive end.
This is dangerous, and Lane intercepts it. Tight ropes to stay in bounds, and finds Dominguez.
So uncharacteristic of St. Mary's. When you play with a slower pace, usually you're more in control and you control the game through your pace. But right now, Texas A&M is controlling the game through their pace of defense. And you just see there's just a bad pass, kind of careless. Not a lot of movement in half court. That definitely wasn't the play the coach called because it was no movement, no screen setting, and A&M takes advantage of it early.
You got a Gales team that averages less than 11 turnovers a game, known for their composure, for their methodical play. They already have 6 turnovers here, and we haven't even played 8 minutes. Liam Campbell with it, freshman from Idaho. Dent with a jump pass across the way. Shaw, too much. Long rebound to Hill. Hill pushes. And Agee back in the game. And Agee let it fly. Off the heel, offensive board. Agee, the cutter. No. But a whistle and a foul, and we'll head the other way. They get Griffin his first. As we take a look at advanced stats presented by Invesco QQQ. This is what we talked about, Chris. These styles for these 2 teams could not be much different.
And yeah, you may look at here and say, well, wait a minute, it's only a difference of 9 in possession, but it really speaks to much more than that. It speaks to your strategy, how you attack the game. And again, it is so hard to come back as a team that plays slow. You really don't want to get down too early.
Campbell, the 3, yes! They call him Baby Bird. He wears number 33 in honor of Larry Bird, and he knocks it down.
Now you got me looking at his hair the whole time. It's just flopping around right there. But you got to love it, Baby Bird. It's one of the best nicknames that you heard. That's one of the best nicknames I've heard.
He grows out a little stash. He'd really fit in. Agee leaning. No, but he'll get himself to the stripe. Timeout. How about a little more Baby Bird?
Oh, yeah, we're going to say this all night. Baby Bird, let it fly. The follow through, the hair, the 3.
Back in OKC, Andy Katz with Randy Bennett.
Well, Randy, you guys are back in the game, but you have 6 turnovers. How do you settle things down?
Quit turning it over. That's the deal right there. We've got out of bounds play, threw it away. Our point guard's got to play better. We have to have more composure against their pressure, but that's the key right now. If we do that, we're in decent shape.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah, thanks.
With 25 years of experience as the head coach of the Gales, so he's seen this tournament a number of times. He knows what it takes to try to calm a team down.
Yeah, his experience, his wit, his candor with his teammates saying our guard needs to play better. But basically what he's saying is, look, we've taken their first punch, their biggest haymaker, and if we can handle it now and settle into this game, we're right where we want to be.
7-time WCC Coach of the Year, Randy Bennett. Remember, next year Gonzaga going to the Pac-12, so they'll kind of be the kings of the WCC next year. They're down 5 right now.
And he kind of talked about all that history that was built and earned there, not only by Gonzaga, but by his team, and how he's going to keep that torch and try to put his foot on the gas and take over that conference.
Yeah, but sad for St. Mary's to lose that rival and that opponent.
Yes.
Dent drives and dishes. There's Campbell again. Oh, Baby Bird's feeling it. He only averages 4.5 a game. He's already got 6. Josh Holloway, the speedy guard. Now Pop Isaacs. Outside, lining it up. Diva, front iron.
St. Mary's speeding up the pace. They're starting to get the rebound. And guess what? You can speed up the pace by pushing it to half court, still retract out of your offense, take your time and see if you have a good shot or not.
And Campbell is trapped, and he is going to turn around and call a timeout.
Timeout.
Tough start for the Gales, but they found something at 33.
Oh, man, you better keep finding them. I just want to keep saying it. Baby Bird, baby.
7-10 games, St. Mary's, Texas A&M. Game summary, a few early threes for St. Mary's, a couple of those from Campbell. Keep in mind with St. Mary's, Chris, they shoot it at a high rate, almost 39% as a team from long range.
Oh, yeah, you love it. And they force a lot of turnovers as well, so we're waiting to see them get into their rhythm to show us what they really have, because they have a lot more than they're showing us right now.
Put a three up there off the mark. Agee, and he threw that off of Morauskas as he fell to the ground. Heads up play by the veteran.
It is. Morauskas says, look, I'm coming in, I'm sick, I get an elbow to the head, and it's going to kick me when I'm down by throwing the ball on me. But the team needs you, big fella, and way to show up.
There's Ryland Griffin playing in his 10th NCAA tournament game. He's been around the block. A turnover that time as Dent comes away with it.
Great job by Shaw on the help.
Tradition of great point guards at St. Mary's. Dent, the new guy with a torch for the Gales, gives it up to Morauskas. And the first team all-conference player backing his way into the lane. Kicks out, there's Dent. And a rebound into the hands of A&M. Hill drives, Hill hangs and finishes.
So smart of Hill to get downhill on that play, because what he wanted to do is get there before the big fellas got in the paint so they wouldn't block a shot.
They got to hurry to get it across, and they do not. Second time they've had a 10-second backcourt violation.
First possession of the game and right now, and that's what you want to see. This hustle, attention to detail, not just hustle, because the strategy and foundation has been laid all year, and this is how this A&M team plays.
That is the identity of Bucky McMillan. From Samford, 5 years there, a great run, and now first season at Texas A&M after Buzz Williams left for Maryland. Griffin hanging, can't get it, but we've got a whistle inside, going for the rebound. They get that on the Gales, and the 7-1 big man, Harry Wessels.
If you want a little game inside of a game, you need to watch Hill and Dent go at it. These two have been doing a lot of hand shoving, a lot of pushing, playing physical, and they're both up for the challenge today.
Hill's got it right now. He drives it on Shaw. And able to work his way to the bucket. Boy, Marcus Hill, Bucky McMillan says this guy's 6'3", 185, but he is a tough guard, and you can see that toughness.
He just took it in the post like he's the big fella on his team. And what's so tough about that is when Hill takes it in, he's smart enough, wise enough, and knows his teammates well enough to get the guys the ball in the right spot. And if you focus too much on your guy, he's going to take it up and score for himself.
Also second on the team in rebounding at 6'3". That's the toughness that Bucky McMillan talks about with this guard from outside of Chicago. Bleacher Report is your one-stop destination for March Madness. Get every moment all tournament long with personalized updates and highlights from your favorite teams. Download the BR app now. Griffin gets a blow. And Marcus Hill, who has gone from junior college to Bowling Green to NC State, now to A&M, converts at the line. Joshua Dent with it. First team all-conference of the WCC, gives it up. Campbell with a couple early threes. Now it's Dent with 7 to shoot. Behind the back, crossover. And a foul on the floor on A&M and Ali Diba.
And if I'm Dent's teammates, I'm telling him, keep doing the same thing. Don't worry about us. Attack off the dribble. We're going to space, give you room to create and to finish. And if you can't, I'm going to be right here with my hands ready to shoot this shot.
Trouble getting it in, but they do go to Morauskas. He's got the size advantage on Hill. Getting to his spot, fading away, left it short.
That was tough. Great help defense by A&M.
Boy, Hill lost his balance, somehow saved it. Now he's got it back. Lane to Clements, up top! A lob for Jamie Vincent.
Vincent pointed it up like, come on, throw it up for me, I'll finish. A&M getting a foul on the inbounds.
Timeout. A little alley-oop action to the 6'11" big man.
Oh, you gotta love it, especially when it is big to big. Throw it up to mid, let the big fella go get it. It's March Madness.
A lot of popcorn moments on the first full day of the NCAA tournament. Bucky McMillan is with Andy Katz.
Buck, you guys have caused 7 turnovers and really flustered them. How do you continue that here in the first half?
Great effort. Try to not let them do what they want to do. They're great doing it. They're really good when they can do what they want to do.
Thanks, Buck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, both coaches told us yesterday, essentially, when you got 2 contrasting styles like this, whoever can execute their style better might win this ball game.
Right, and Coach Bennett, he said, listen, I've been coaching for a long time. I've had a lot of different personnel, and I've had to learn to win different ways. So I love the way he coaches his players to the best of their ability, not to the best of his coaching ability.
You liken them a little bit to Santa Clara in the style that they play, and Herb Sendek offensively, and they played them in the WCC semis just last week. Lane from the top of the arc, way off the mark. But out of bounds, and it will stay with the Aggies.
Coach Bennett looks at his big fellas and says, come on, I need these rebounds. I need you to get them for us. 4 offensive rebounds right now for Texas A&M. And I'm sorry, for Texas A&M, and St. Mary's really needs to get those extra possessions. We're going to keep beating this home all day because this is their style. When you play slower, how do you get extra possessions? Turnovers and offensive rebounds. St. Mary's in it right now. It has to get back to their style of play.
Now keep your eye on that rebounding numbers, folks, because St. Mary's one of the best in the country in that category. But so far, A&M has handled their business. Isaacs can't get it. Dent backs it out. Mikey Lewis, the sophomore from Oakland. Down into McKeever, the big fella. Hot potato. Dent. Yes.
Way to call for the ball, McKeever. Just his presence alone, his size, made the defense have to figure out what are we going to do as soon as they turn their head. He tries to get it to the middle, gets to the corner, open shot.
Oh! One-handed thunder from Agee.
Did I say open shot? That's an open shot.
Oldest on the team, he can still rise.
Oh man, he can get up. Constant movement, movement, movement. And you want to get an easy one in the highlight. Just have some unselfish teammates and cut hard.
In our first game today, we talked about the nickname Unk, and that's what they call Rashawn Agee at 25. Getting the turnover, and Unk gives it up. 3-pointer, no good for Dominguez. And a foul on A&M. It's on Unk. I think they're throwing that Unk around a little too loosely these days.
That's what I was telling my nephew Jordan the other day, man. Calm down. But on this team, Agee might be super Unk. Who knows? Who knows these days?
5th school in 7 years, as Andy was beginning to tell you that story. He has been all over, from New Mexico State to junior college in Wyoming to Bowling Green to USC, and now to College Station.
Can you say perseverance?
He has overcome a lot. Injuries, death to a former coach, a lot of things that have tried to stop him, but he has not been stopped. Dent cross court. Mikey Lewis lines it up and knocks it down.
St. Mary's finding that rhythm, sharing the ball and trusting each other.
That's what they do. Hit threes. They're 5 of 10. Ryland Griffin lost it. Scooped up by the big fella. Dent on a step back. Knocks it down. 6 of 11 from long range for St. Mary's. And a timeout by the Aggies.
You gotta love it. Dent looks at his bench and says, don't worry about it, I got it. Penetrates with the left, backs up, now tells the bench, oh yeah, that's 3. We're coming for him.
Well, Duke got a scare. Siena was up by double digits, but Duke able to survive and advance. That's the name of the game.
I know Grant Hill is somewhere smiling right now.
He was on the call without for that game with Raff and Tracy Wilson and Ian Eagle, and boy, that turned into a nail biter that nobody expected.
That's why we love this. That's why we love this time of season. So exciting. And hopefully, if you're a Duke fan, this wakes them up so that they can continue on their journey trying to get a championship.
Dominguez with a 3. He's a good one. 40% three-point shooter. That puts A&M up 4. And then a foul in the backcourt on Pop Isaacs.
St. Mary's only turns the ball over 10 times per game. They're so efficient. Tonight, 8 turnovers already.
A&M has done this to teams all year long. They were picked 13th preseason in the SEC. They finished tied for 4th. They got up to a 17-4 start, did the Aggies. Just 4-7 over their last 11, but some pretty stiff competition. But right now leading by 4 in the first round of the dance.
Texas A&M goes into a zone right now. Looks like a 3-2. And you want to do that to switch it up and maybe get a steal like that. Great job.
So now it's 9 turnovers for the Gales. Griffin attacks, reverses, use the rim to protect. Dent pounded by Holloway. Can't get an inch of breathing room. Lewis, tough, no. McKeever with a board. Borowski stripped, but a foul, and it's on A&M. That's the second on Ryland Griffin. The NCAA tournament. Everything on the line for these teams in March.
Welcome back, and the Aggies, they're letting defense be their guy. They have 9 turnovers. Not only do they have they forced 9 turnovers, but they have 6 steals. What does that allow you to do as a team? But it allows you to score with efficiency. They have 16 points in the paint, playing so well, letting their defense dictate the easy shots that they're willing to get on the offensive end.
And with that style that they play, Bucky McMillan rotates in a lot of guys. We've already seen 10. Nobody averages over 27 minutes a game. That's very rare in Division I basketball. 5 on the timer. Dent hit one earlier from that spot. Not that time.
He loves that dribble to the left, penetrate, step back 3. Didn't knock it down that time.
Through 2 defenders. What a block from behind by Lewis.
Lewis looks at his teammates and says, man, I had you wide open over there. My bad, Lane.
Inside of 3 to go in the first half of this 7-10 matchup in the South region in Oklahoma City. Borowski averages 19 a game, but he's playing sick. He has just 2 points so far. Now it's Campbell. Normally a 3-point shooter, but he's drawn the contact.
Campbell is feeling it. And when you knock down a couple long distance shots, the defender has to honor you, step that much closer to you, which gives you those angles to penetrate. And you love seeing great shooters not settle, but making the defender pay each and every time.
It's time to start your engines because TNT Sports is back as your home for NASCAR this summer. Tune in beginning June 28th on TNT, and you can stream on HBO Max. A breather for the point guard Joshua Dent.
The St. Mary's team, they're just one out of 26 teams that rank in the top 50 in offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency. Just waiting for that defensive efficiency to kind of come up. They've had some blocks and some great defensive help the last couple of plays, but we want to see if they can sustain that effort.
That was their first trip to the line tonight. Cuts the deficit to 4. Dominguez moves it to 7. Ruben Dominguez, folks, 84 threes on the season, most for A&M. He can fill it up from deep. Down to a knee, Hawk, and they're going to call it a travel.
I love it when a defensive player gets a stop by the bench. Isaacs just did that, stared his coach in the face like, yeah, what, coach? I listened in practice. Looked at his teammates and said, this is the effort we're going to bring the rest of the day.
So double-digit turnovers already for the Gales. Their season high is 16. They still have 22 minutes to go. Dominguez, one more time. Yes, sir!
Every player has a different stroke, just like every golfer has a different swing. Dominguez, he has the quick flick follow through on his 3. And that's a pretty jumper.
He averages 10. He already has 11, and it's an 11-2 Aggie run. McKeever! Well, they're able to keep him out of the basket, but he will go to the line.
Look at Dominguez come off of this. Watch the follow through. What? Oh yeah, all he just needs is a little bit of space. You want that footwork, a great screen from a teammate. Defender couldn't keep up. Campbell slipped on that play. And the bench lets you know we got a shooter on our team.
He had a game earlier this year with 10 threes, a school record, so he can certainly hit them. Hey, coming up on AT&T at the half, scores and highlights and the latest NCAA tournament news. There's lots of it. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
Partner, you think we got a big fan base in Australia watching right now?
Oh, yeah. St. Mary's might as well be based in Australia.
Exactly.
They've had 25 Australians in the 25 years that Randy Bennett has been the head coach. 3 of them on the team this year. Yeah, they say over there, it's like Duke. That's how much of a household name St. Mary's is down under.
That's awesome.
Shot fake for Holloway. Clements this time. Banked it in! Wild pass. 11 turnovers in the first half for St. Mary's. And it is all A&M right now.
I just want to remind our fans, this team, as we see the bank, this team, St. Mary's, is one of 26 teams in the top 50 in offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency. Tonight, they've already matched their season average for turnovers. They have 11. Just needs to calm down, get in their space, and get back to executing their offense.
Yeah, stylistically, A&M having their way. Dominguez again. That one was disrupted. Almost put back, though, by Debo. Dent getting to his spot, and he knocks it down for 2.
I like Dent's game, and he may have to become a little more selfish tonight. You know he's a team player, but he's been one of the only players on the St. Mary's team to be able to get a shot on their own whenever they wanted to, keeping his team in this fight.
He leads the Gales with 10. About a 5-second difference here, shot and game clock. Dominguez has had the hot hand. Bounces to Holloway. Holloway. No. Final seconds. Dent pushes. 3. Dent from distance. Off the mark. And Texas A&M, the 10 seed, up 11 at the break. I think that's just what Bucky McMillan wanted for the first 20 minutes.
Oh, definitely. He wanted energy. He wanted focus from his team, and he got it on both ends of the floor. A&M not just relying on their offense, but, man, 94 feet of pressure the whole first half.
Over to Andy.
Rashawn, you guys have forced 11 turnovers. How have you dictated what exactly you wanted in this first half?
Ball pressure. We got to continue to pressure the ball and play together and help outside the lane.
How would you grade that poster dunk that you had?
Man, I ain't even worried about it. I got to do it again in the next half. We got to get a win.
Okay, we hope to see another one.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, Rashad Agee, 11 points. Dominguez, 11 as well. And it's an 11-point lead for the Aggies. We'll send you to AT&T at the half after this timeout. Game 3 today in Oklahoma City at the Paycom Center. St. Mary's and Texas A&M as we take a look at the Marriott Bonvoy first half stats. Texas A&M up 11. They have hit 5 threes. Look at the turnovers. They forced the Gales into 11. They only average 10.8 turnovers per game. All right, let's go over and welcome back in Andy Katz.
Well, Josh, you guys had 11 turnovers. How do you get back to playing your style of basketball?
Yeah, that's on me and the guards bringing the ball up the floor. Obviously, they're trying to speed us up. It worked in the first half. Make our adjustments.
What did Coach stress in the halftime?
Just that. Take care of the ball when we get open looks. We've made 6 threes. Got to do better on the boards as well, but really taking care of the ball, get shots up. Can't win if you can't put shots on the board, so yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Andy, Brandon Gaudin, Chris Webber here courtside in OKC. Yeah, you figured that's what he would say, right? I mean, those turnovers uncharacteristic. Texas A&M, Chris, really got them out of what they wanted to do.
Yeah, but I like his demeanor when he said it. In other words, I really don't even feel like doing this interview because, listen, we know what we're supposed to do. Let me get back on the court. But I would suggest that they try to get the ball inside. When you look at the weakness of Texas A&M, it's interior defense. They allow 53.6% on 2-point shots. Guess what? The national average is 51%. Get that inside, see if you can get some easy buckets.
They were not able to do that in the first 20 minutes. They're going to need to turn it around here in the second half. Polis Morauskas, who did not start the game, number 23 in white, is out there to begin the second half. A bad shot by Lewis, and the ball headed the other direction.
As a player, Brandon, sometimes you're put in a tough position. We're all taught to fight through it, brush your shoulders off, but there are times when you have to look at yourself and say, am I hurting my team? Am I helping my team? Should I sit out a minute? Should I talk to my coach? And he's in a position right now where he's feeling that out because he wants his team to win, or he wouldn't even have tried to attempt to be out there this evening.
Yeah, Morauskas just 2 points in that first half. And again, this is a guy who is second in the conference in scoring at almost 19 a game. So how much does number 23 have in the tank for the rest of the way? Tough to keep a guy like that off the floor. The junior started his career at Arizona, now in his second season with the Gales. Here's Griffin between the circles. And a foul. They were trying to free Dominguez, but he was being held by Morauskas.
When you think about these two teams, it's not only 2 different styles of play, but you have 2 different type of personnel. And talking to Coach Bucky McMillan, he said, listen, our tallest starter, sorry, AG, is 6'6". And I know you might list a little taller than that on there, but how do you go against the 7-footer as we see now? Morauskas has made that decision, or coach, not even a minute into this half, saying, you know what, let me get you arrested and we're going to figure some things out.
It's not foul trouble because that's his first personal, just trying to get him a breather. Here's Pop Isaacs. 3 from the wing. Yes, Pop knocks it down. His first bucket of the game. There's that pressure and a push. So Isaacs, after hitting the 3, picks up his 3rd foul.
Ooh, that's tough on Isaacs. A tough call, but that's what you want if you're St. Mary's. Put the referee in that position, but just came off, hit a 3, and AG looks over at him and says, stay focused, don't worry about it. And that's the type of communication you need on days like today. Not just ball and man, but also, hey, we're going to be all right. Keep your head up. Run to the sideline. We're going to be okay.
So Jakari Lane replaces Pop Isaacs as A&M has their largest lead at 14. Lewis, the sophomore who grew up in the East Bay, close to Moraga, where St. Mary's is located, gives it up to Dent. Dent, double team. Needs some help. 3 to shoot. Down the lane, no.
Good pass by the big fella that time.
Lane, stop and start and lay it in.
Nothing like an in and out on the right side of the court with your right hand and finishing with the left hand lane. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. Those are things you used to dream about watching these games, playing in the park, wanting to emulate the move. Look at this. Oh, nope, not going to the screen. In and out, but out. Left hand. Smooth. Oh, one more time.
And Jakari Lane giving them now a 16-point lead. St. Mary's timeout. They need to talk this over. Well, it's round one, but you have been putting in the work for your team all season. So celebrate making it to the tournament with an ice-cold Coca-Cola. And first round action, Texas A&M and St. Mary's. And the winner in this one will take on the winner of Houston and Idaho. Kelvin Sampson, his team came within an eyelash of a national title last year, and they look to make another deep run in March this season. Pressure in the backcourt. Another timeout. Not only that, but Joshua Dent with some pain near his left ankle area. Take another look as we go to break to see if he's okay. They need this kid. Their floor general. And Dent appears to be fine. He's back on the floor here for St. Mary's.
Coach Bennett just tried to get Maracas back in the game during the timeout, but alerted the referee or the scorer's table a little bit too late. So you can see now the sense of urgency is not only building, but he's saying, listen, I need you, son. Hopefully you feel better quick and soon.
Well, they're going to need him and some others facing their largest deficit. How about the 7-3 center? No for McKeever. Rebound A&M. Griffin. Now Lane with it. Driving, spinning, Griffin. Dominguez slips it to Agee, and the lead balloons to 18. A 6-0 run, and St. Mary's seemingly right now has no answer. Another miss.
2 good shots by the big fella. Frustrating to miss them, but that's what you want to get.
Hill, stop and start. On the blow by, but McKeever able to disrupt. Where the ball is just sticking a lot on this end of the floor. Campbell hit a couple threes early, gives it off to Shaw. Shaw, tough step back. How about that from the freshman from Northridge, California?
Let's see if that can spark the St. Mary's offense to get into a little rhythm.
He's the highest rated recruit in the ranking era for the St. Mary's Gales is Dylan Shaw. He's got 6. And Agee cannot answer. And Polis Morauskas back onto the floor.
When you have great ball movement like that, McKeever had to come up and try to help, and so the roll man, Agee, gets a nice finish inside. Great awareness by his teammate.
Agee 13 to lead all scorers. And they're going to get him a breather right now as he's replaced by Jamie Vincent, Texas Tech transfer.
Vincent gives him some athletic ability inside. Did a pretty good job in his limited time in the first half, so really smart approach to get a rest while you're up.
Dent trying to work his way out of trouble, but it's stripped. Holloway with a pilfer. And Holloway among amongst the trees. Kick out. Diva lines it up. And McKeever with a rebound.
Morocco's got that rebound all by himself down there fighting for that board, making the most of his time. Though he doesn't feel well, he's trying to give all of his effort.
He still only has 2 points to Smarauskas, but another Gales turnover. He's got 13 of those now to St. Mary's. Timeout. Randy Bennett's crew need to pick it up against A&M. Texas A&M out of the SEC and out of the WCC, the St. Mary's Gales. But A&M has really controlled this game, and we continue to point to the turnovers. And how about the points in the paint, as you noted, Chris? 20-4 in favor of the Aggies.
Yeah, and you want to just add something else on. How can the Aggies out-rebound the St. Mary's team when the tallest player is 6'6"?
Well, they call it buckyball, and it was a great hire by Sanford to pluck Bucky McMullen from Sanford to Texas A&M. And as Bucky was telling us, he was the last Power 5 that was hired. Think about this roster he put together to instill his style of play in a short amount of time over the summer and into the fall to get them to play the way he wanted. And they've been highly successful. They were one of the best teams for a lot of the season in the SEC.
Yeah, he told us, think about it, a year ago at this time, none of us knew each other. We were a group of individuals that came together, and boy, have they gelled. Credit Bucky McMullen for the job he's done.
I mean, that was one of the most honest assessments that I heard. He said, we were just a bunch of guys playing, and they became a team in the midst.
Boy, they have become a team, and they are showing out tonight. Of course, Buzz Williams took him to 3 straight tournaments before departing for Maryland, and now Bucky McMullen carrying the torch. And his team is up 46-29. He was a 3-time Southern Conference Coach of the Year in those 5 seasons at Samford. Almost upset Kansas back in the 2024 tournament. Morauskis could not get on track.
Finally got an open one because A&M went to his zone, found the middle crease. He just couldn't finish.
Little lob up top. Holloway for Vincent.
Vincent brings that athletic ability, and when you're a guard, you can get in trouble and throw it up.
We might see some more highlights, not here. Instead, Holloway that time a little too antsy.
Beautiful pick and roll. When you come off that pick, guards, the big fella has to roll as you attract the attention of the other defender, and you can just throw it up over that little fella's head and get the nice finish by Vincent.
Vincent's been all over the Lone Star State. He's from Austin. Went to Lubbock to play for, or rather was in Austin at Texas, and now in College Station with Texas A&M. And he's got 2 lob dunks tonight for the Aggies. Well, that's right off the face of Dylan Shaw. Well, Chris, nothing is coming easy for the Gales.
I know there are some high school coaches that's going to cut up this defensive tape and show their teams coming up next week, or their players. Look at this. This is a wonderful turnover if you're A&M to have a forced turnover off the head of your opponent because you have them that rattled. That's special defense, special effort.
They can take this lead to more than 20 with a bucket here. Isaac's back out there with 3 fouls. He floats short. Morauskis trying to get himself on track, and he's able to draw the foul on Clements.
Sometimes you just have to will yourself to try to be aggressive and get a shot. And that's what he did right there. He called his own number, said, I haven't touched it in a while. I need to be aggressive, score many more points than this. Let me add to these numbers and help my team.
And this is a guy that lives at the line. 3rd in program history in free throws made this year, but this is his first attempt tonight as he plays under the weather. Well, watch Anthony Davis prank the biggest names in the sports world on the all-new series Foul Play with Anthony Davis, premiering April 6th, only on TBS. You going to be a part of that?
I hope not.
Maybe you don't know that you're going to be a part of that.
Shout out Anthony Davis, but no. Don't bring that over here, brother. If there's a place that you should be able to get a free throw in an NBA arena, a lot of trolls would say that it's here. If that man SGA can get to the line and get any shot he wants at any time. And right now, St. Mary's trying to get to the line to get some easy buckets.
Still down 17. Cut inside by Debo. Blocked by Morauskas. And Dominguez has it deflected. Good defense by Shaw.
St. Mary's has made the adjustment when the pick and roll happens. Keep your hand up, and they switched inside. That time able to get a steal.
Now can they get it going on this end? Not on that possession. Debo with a steal, and they slow it up.
Great patience right there by Debo.
On the angle, Isaacs, Agee. Griffin playing in his 10th NCAA tournament game. Wild putback, no, but free throws coming.
Agee looks at the rim and says, I love you, why didn't you let that go in? That frustration happens to every single player, but you have to have the effort to get those second chance opportunities.
It's hard to believe a St. Mary's team that is normally known for being so composed has already reached their season high with 16 turnovers, and we still have 12:59 remaining.
And what about A&M? They not only did they force those turnovers, they have 10 steals. And this is something that you just love during this time of year. The coaches should never coach effort. And I tell you what, A&M, their effort was there all day. Can they keep it up?
Yeah, still a long way to go. And the winner to get the victor of our nightcap between second-seeded Houston, 15th-seeded Idaho. Hawk down the lane, stripped. It'll stay here, 5 to shoot.
St. Mary's has already gotten an easy score off of an inbound with great execution. Right now, A&M needs to make sure that they communicate to each other and don't get lost on the screen like the last easy play. A&M going to a zone right now.
And Wessel's out. McKeever, the redshirt sophomore, at 7-3 back in. In the corner, Campbell hit a couple threes early. This time a tough two. Offensive board, Shaw. No on the putback. How about the third time? It's a jar. Stick-to-itiveness by Dylan Shaw.
You said it, my friend, and that's what you have to do. Sometimes a coach can do all he can by calling a great play, but can you have the extra effort right there? Showing the frustration, showing the passion. Shaw with the finish and the chance for the extra bucket.
He's got 8, right around his season average. It's rare that Randy Bennett starts a freshman, but this guy has started as a true freshman this year, but he can't complete the three-point play.
So many great freshmen on display this year. Now it's tournament time, and everybody's grown up. No more excuses.
I think of the next game for Houston, we're going to see Kingston Flemings and Sanak, 2 of the best in the country. Agee can't dunk it back home. Under 12 media timeout at the next whistle. Polis Morauskas has it stripped. On the floor, Agee saves it. But that turnover was caused by Lane. Griffin, kick out. Lane attacks, pivots. Up top it goes. Clements off the heel. But they are on the deck, the Aggies, every rebound. Shaw rising fire. The big fella, McKeever. And he's fouled by Clements. 2 free throws. When we get back, A&M still in command in OKC. All right, well, most people remember when VCU made the run to the Final Four in 2011 as an 11 seed, trying to pull off the upset over the Heels. Meanwhile, here in Oklahoma City, Texas A&M continues to be in command, up 16 on St. Mary's. And the big fella, McKeever, to the line. Nothing is going the way of the Gales. It started with Morauskas being ill today and not starting this game. He's played, he hasn't been effective, and now McKeever misses 2 at the line. This is a free throw team, or a shooting team, I should say, at the line, over 80% for St. Mary's. That's the best mark in the country, but they're 4 of 9 today. Five to shoot. Agee releases. Splash.
Gives you so much confidence when a big man comes out and tries to deter you from shooting, because you have the space and you can decide at any time, nope, let me go pump fake and take them, because you have the quickness advantage.
Agee, their leading scorer, and he's been that today. 17 points. Campbell left it short. Another rebound for A&M, and here they go. Diba attacks, and he's fouled.
So, I mean, look at the slow contest right here. You say, okay, I can just spot it up like practice. Soft left hand, follow through, and knock it down. Agee.
He's got 17 and 6 for the Aggies. Does Rashawn Agee, kid from Chicago. And Diba misses the first. A breather for Agee. As Texas A&M has a chance to put this at a 20-point advantage here near the midway point of the second half.
Tell of the tape is 5 assists for St. Mary's. This is a team that plays together. Not a lot of hero ball, one-on-one play. You can usually look at the assist mark of a team that plays together like this and tell if they're playing well. 5 assists means we're not getting enough people involved.
And do they have enough here? 10 minutes to go in the tank to make a run. St. Mary's, Dent slings it across. That pass was kicked.
Right now, St. Mary's looks intentional on getting it inside. Again, Texas A&M, one of the worst when it comes to defending the paint and 2-point shots. And so right now, you need to go at their weak pressure points. McKeever trying to get it inside to a cutter after drawing a double team inside from A&M.
Dent from the corner, and he's able to hit a 3. Team high 13 for Joshua Dent. He guards Pop Isaacs. Cross over the lane for Hill. Leaves it up top, Isaacs. Behind the back. Little push off. 5 to shoot. A bump by Campbell. And they get him for the personal.
A little frustration there by Campbell, you can tell. Said, I'm not going to let you get another shot right here. Make you earn it and take it out on the side.
They had worked that shot clock down to 5 seconds and now bumps back up to 20. These two teams don't meet often. They met twice in the mid-90s in a home-and-home series. They split that. This is their first meeting since in over 2 decades. And it comes on the biggest stage in March. And Hill stepped on the baseline. I'm looking at that box score right now, and Morauskas and Mikey Lewis, their 2 leading scorers. Normally they combine for 36 a game, and right now combined they've got 7. Dent trying to pick up the slack, left it short. He stepped on the side, did Ryland Griffith, so it belongs to the Gales.
These are the moments you go right back to the basics. It's hard because if you look at time and score, it's hard to keep your composure. And so right now you need to fall in love again with the process that got you here. Hopefully make a run in these next 4 minutes and then get kind of back into your open offense. But right now you need to be deliberate, trying to get it inside against this A&M team that really is hard for them to stop anyone in the paint.
Yeah, you've been saying it, Chris. They just have not been able to do that. Really, everything on offense for St. Mary's has felt like a struggle tonight.
It has. Even the easy looks. Going in and out, the free throws, as you said, and sometimes you have nights like that.
Such a great shooting team on the season. They're going to need shots like this to drop. And Campbell knocks down his 3rd of the night. And they're back within 14. Vincent feeding it down on the block to Griffin. Griffin, who was in a Final Four a couple years ago with Alabama. Fades away, can't get it. Offensive board, Vincent, and he's fouled by McKeever.
Oh, McKeever is so upset. It's so hard as a big fella when you go over to help on an offensive player. The shot goes up, your man slips right behind you and get it. It's so frustrating. That's why some guys just stick with their man and don't play help defense. McKeever, a good teammate coming over that time.
And McKeever does not give up many rebounds. He's the top rebounder of the WCC, but Vincent was able to win that battle. And misses the first at the stripe.
McKeever leading his team in assists. And why is that? Because he's drawn the double team, tied with Dent for 3. And he's been looking for the open man as he goes back and gets a rest. The big fella, he has to take the ball out, run down the court first, set the pick. Matter of fact, let's go to the other end, run down the court and guard the pick and roll, and then find your man. Tough to be a big fella. Got to be in shape.
So Wessels replaces him. And Vincent, he's given Texas A&M some good minutes. He only averages 6 minutes a game on the season. But he's played some nice basketball here tonight for the Aggies.
Yeah, and if I'm his teammates, I'm pumping them up because you need an energizer bunny like that on your team for those quick spurts of aggression and dominance.
Mikey Lewis averages over 14. He's got 3, just 1 of 5 from the field. He's got the ball now as a sophomore. Wessels scoreless tonight. Dent. Lewis will take this one. Flat. Dent on the reload. Yes. Well, they're inching a bit closer. It's down to a dozen.
They are. I want Wessels to take that shot next time. Put pressure on the inside. Your teammates will rebound for you.
Agee thought about it. How about this one? He will take it. And he buries it.
That's not even a game speed shot because he knows his defender is a little bit slower than him and come out. That's why he can take his time, pump fake, throw it, relocate, get it back, and get the same wide open 3 look.
20 now for Rashawn Agee. Campbell, teardrop, yes, and 1. Well, baby bird, Liam Campbell has come to play tonight.
Let's keep that theme going. I don't know if it was 88, 89 when the bad boys played Larry Bird and those bad boys in Boston, but we saw some plays like that. Baby Bird.
All right, so a couple of upsets today. High Point over Wisconsin. VCU, how about that, Chris? Knocking off the heels.
Oh, man, and shout out to my boy Adam Lefkoe and Monster Mash and Jalen Rose, because I think my boy Jalen called that one.
Yes, he did.
Now, don't be fooled. The rest of his bracket is shot. but that was a great call.
Hey, blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again. Andy, what do you have?
There's actually a Michigan connection because Phil Martelli Sr. was a Michigan assistant to Juwan Howard. His son, Phil Martelli Jr., just completed that upset for VCU over North Carolina. Father, son have won games in the NCAA tournament now, because of course Phil Martelli Sr. took the Hawks of St. Joe's to the Elite Eight. Now Phil Martelli Jr. with VCU. See how I tied that always back to Michigan?
I like that.
That's why you're the man, baby. Go blue.
And any reference to the Fab Five is always a good reference as well. Now Griffin at the top of the arc, going to drive, find Dominguez. Griffin from the corner. No, and a rebound to Shaw. Well, St. Mary's, tell you what, this door is still ajar for the Gales here. There's plenty of time. Wessel's getting to his spot. I got a pretty good look.
That's what you want, and you don't want to root for any team, but you root for the way that they play, and Wessel made a great play for his team that time, just couldn't get it to fall.
They've had looks, but 10 of their 15 made field goals have come from outside the arc. St. Mary's just unsuccessful in the paint tonight. Griffin in the paint for two. Bucky McMillan talked about having Rylan Griffin, a guy who, as I mentioned, has played in 4 NCAA tournaments, a Final Four with Alabama. So much experience on the court with him. Lewis to the rack.
Had to put extra English on that one as his body kind of got ahead of the ball and his balance and keeping it. Nice finish right there.
Now Lewis has 5 for the Gales. Little two-man game. Isaacs to Agee, and Agee to the foul line. And Wessel's in a little bit of pain.
This college game is a guards game. If you play with some great guards, you can have some wonderful success. And when I look at Isaacs and Lane, how they've pressured the ball on every inbound play. It's just tremendous focus to have that much energy on the offensive end and then turn right around and pressure 94 feet.
Agee has done his thing for Texas A&M, but for St. Mary's, as we said, look at this, Lewis and Morauskas. And again, Morauskas, if you're just joining us, didn't start because he's feeling under the weather. But those two guys combining for just 9 tonight.
And when Morauskas didn't start, it was just as if the team lost their rhythm right away. He came in the first minute trying to get his team back in it, but the team knew that their leader wasn't at 100% and kind of saw that confidence dwindle with his absence, but a lot of time left to make some good things happen.
Down 15 as we approach the 5-minute mark.
A&M back in the zone.
Lewis trying to penetrate it. Navigates, Holloway all over it. Back to Dent. 3 to shoot. Dent turns the corner, kicks it out. Lewis, no. Long rebound, Dominguez. And Bucky McMillan telling his guys, we're in no hurry right now. Diva for Dominguez, the three-point threat. Here he is. In the corner to Shaw.
A&M's been running that play all night. Putting McGeever in the pick and roll, popping Agee out to the corner, making McGeever make a choice. Am I going to stop the penetrator or let my man shoot the 3?
Down to the big man. Uses that pivot foot out to Campbell. Campbell, finger roll, and he gets the bounce. There haven't been many bright spots, but Campbell is one of them for St. Mary's.
Definitely, and it's a lot of time left when you can shoot the rock. like this St. Mary's team. Maybe need to get a couple easy ones and get the layups when you have them wide open. Time left.
A timeout here by Bucky McMillan. 3:32 to go. In his first year with the Aggies, Bucky trying to take the Texas A&M crew to the second round at OKC.
How about A&M causing 14 turnovers? Look at this. You got Isaacs, you got Dominguez, you got everyone on this team making sure that they come in and the pressure. And I love this stop right here by Isaacs. Look at him look at the bench with that satisfied look like, I'm ready, I'm involved, I'm here, coach. When you do that, you get 26 paint points. So easy for efficiency.
And now 3.5 minutes from closing it out, Texas A&M, and trying to advance to the second round. That'll help. Ali Diba hanging and scoring off the window. Diba has given him 9. Everybody has contributed. That's what Bucky McMillan told us. We don't have a lot of height, but we have depth and heart, and that has been on display tonight. Dent, teardrop, yes.
Attacking that zone. That's what you like Dent to do, and you want him to look for his own shot right now. If you get in the air and someone comes over to block it, you can find someone else, but right now he needs to be aggressive as the head of the snake with the ball.
Yeah, Dent has been the leader offensively with 18, and then Campbell with 15. Everybody else pretty quiet. Foul away from the ball on the Gales.
And that's not his normal role. Again, he's a facilitator. He's a great scorer. But it's hard to change your mentality in the middle of a game as Griffin is up for the 1-and-1. But Dent really trying to keep the pressure on this A&M team to play honest all the way through the end.
And Randy Bennett with that history of great point guard play going back to Matthew Dellavedova on their last Sweet 16 team in 2010. And Dent trying to carry that torch by scoring tonight.
Shaw has knocked down some threes. You may want to look at him coming off of a flare screen or getting the ball to the middle and letting that middle guy find the corner shooters.
McKeever, he has struggled around the rim. And now McKeever again, and this time has it stripped. They have just been harassing the big man inside. Two minutes to go here in Oklahoma City. Off the bounce, Diba, Dominguez lets it fly, short. And the Gales, they need buckets in a hurry. Dent going to try to provide it. Boy, lost that going up. Slipped right out of his hand. And I don't know now that they have enough in the tank. Bucky McMillan putting his hands up, saying just hold on, eat some clock.
When you have a 7-footer like this checking AG, you don't have to worry about the pressure because now he can become the facilitator.
Pop Isaacs. McKeever with a rebound. And remember, for this stretch run, Morauskas, their leading scorer, who is sick tonight, on the bench for St. Mary's. Randy Bennett is going to take a timeout with 51.1 remaining. A timeout. A&M. They can taste the second round now. Texas A&M, they've been to the second round each of the last 2 years. This year, new coach, new roster, but they're less than a minute away from advancing to the round of 32 again.
New roster, but same spirit. And if you're a coach, don't get me wrong, you have to build your foundation. However, the players that come before you, whether you were there with them or not, that kind of set that standard that helps in recruiting is such a cool thing. And I hope these guys of A&M know that they're a program starter, and oh man, they set a great standard.
Foul inside. But when you think about St. Mary's, And what Randy Bennett has built there over the 25 years, even though they've played well tonight, they've been to 5 straight NCAA tournaments. They only have one senior in Harry Wessels, and he's done a great job at retaining players even in this NIL era. So if they have everybody back, especially with Gonzaga going out of that conference, they should be right back here next year.
Oh man, a platform to showcase your talents. This coach has already proven who he is. But more importantly, I'm with you. One senior, I want to see the St. Mary's team run it back. This was a bad game, missed a lot of easy shots, didn't execute the way that you wanted as we look at Lewis there on the bench. But man, a lot of talent on this team.
And as Randy Bennett was telling us, that without Gonzaga, he's going to definitely have to go out and get 2 quad 1 wins. Or excuse me, 2 quad 1 games. He'd like them to be wins. 2 more quad 1 games next season.
Yeah, it really changes things with Gonzaga out of the league, but it was a tremendous year again for St. Mary's. 27 wins, only 5 losses, but they're going to come up short here tonight against Bucky McMillan and the Aggies. Bucky just telling his guys to run out the shot clock, a sign of respect.
Denton looked at Isaacs and said, "You're going to shoot it?" He said, "No, bro, no, I wouldn't do that." That's right, coach. Get some players off the bench. Oh,
well, a little scuffle on the other side. Morauskas off the bench and jawing, I believe, with Agee. And they're going to take Morauskas out just to get him away from the scrum. What a tough day it's been for Polis Morauskas with the illness and not being in the lineup. See, Griffin was the one that started the jawing.
Oh, he said, "Come here." Said, "I didn't hear you."
And Morauskas back to the locker room. That's one of those things where if this game was close, they would go to the monitor, but this one is already decided.
You don't want to excuse his actions, but so much passion.
Well, Texas A&M imposed their will here tonight on the Gales, and the Aggies are on to the round of 32. Behind their veteran Rashawn Agee, who had 22 points, Texas A&M cruises 63-50.
We talked about a game of 2 styles. And wow, St. Mary's just couldn't get the buckets to fall, but you have to give A&M the credit. They pressured 94 feet all night with the same intensity from bell to bell.
And now Texas A&M will await the winner of our nightcap between Houston and Idaho here in the South region in Oklahoma City. Buckyball, they normally average 88 a game. 63 was plenty good tonight for the team out of the SEC. Tournament games continue now on TNT, CBS, and TBS. Coming up on True TV, Idaho and Houston. For Chris and Andy and the rest of the gang, I'm Brandon Gaunt. We'll send it to our studios for Capital One Tournament Central after this timeout.